Hi everybody, welcome to DayZ Experimental Update 1.26, and boy have we got a bit of a treat on our hands. So I'm on my experimental local server. We're up at the northeast airfield, and look at these little beauties. So we've got the hare, we've got the reindeer. Now I don't think the reindeer are going to spawn naturally, they're just in the game now, so modders can put them on. And there we have, there's the fox. How cool is that? So we've got the fox, the reindeer. There's two different types of reindeer. There's like a male reindeer with the horns, and then there's the female one over, where's it gone? There, with the smaller horns on it as well. And yeah, it's very, very cool. Look at this as well. So, ordinary plastic bottle. Oh no, you don't want that. It is frozen. Yes, so in DayZ Update 1.26, when it comes live, we can have frozen things. Well, we don't really have frozen things. In fact, things will become frozen. Look, frozen apple. And here we have frozen Pepsi Cola. Oh, I love this stuff. Those that have played on PC before, well, right, obviously we can't drink it, we can't open it. Let's see if we can we try and eat a frozen apple? No, we can't eat it, so we're going to have to defrost things. Now, the PC players who've played on, for example, Namalsk, Adam's modded map, will be familiar with this sort of thing, but this is brand new, and obviously this is coming to console as well, because the server actually, I've set it up so it's -3 at the moment on this server. I tried to get it to snow, because now there is support for snow, but I couldn't get it. I could just get it to rain hard. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at, well, we've had a look at the animals already. I've just shown you the frozen stuff. We're going to have a look at the things that have been added to the game. This new Shemagh and this new Wolfs-Head. And then we're going to try, I think, we might even try and go fishing, because fishing has kind of changed. So this update 1.26, which is live on PC and Xbox experimental servers now, is an update patch that is preparing the game for the release of Frostline and the snowy winter map that we're going to be getting. I guess the idea of this sort of thing is to introduce these elements into the main game, into Chernarus and Livonia, or at least moddable into those as well, so that the devs can see if they work, so that when they add the other terrain, it's not like they're trying to add everything at once. Because I wouldn't be surprised if what happens is we don't actually get an experimental on the new map. I'd imagine they'll just release it at the same time to everybody, but the way that they're going to test the mechanics of these the new maps, the new map is by introducing the aspects of it into the game in advance. So this is the new look at that, I've got the wolf thing on my head. So we've now got this Shemagh thing. So let's take off my rather fancy wolf's head and put this on. So as you can see, kind of it's just like a scarf, isn't it, that's been added. It comes in some different colours, high insulation. The way the insulation is talked about is different as well now. In fact, how much insulation does the wolf had on? High insulation. So on stuff it will say worst insulation as well. As you can see, there's the headdress there. Basically, if you kill a wolf and you chop it up, you'll get the headdress. Very important to remember now that when 1.26 goes live, when you kill wolves and bears, the meat will be infected. So if you eat it, you'll get an infection as well. So you probably have to get some tetracycline. Now we talked about fishing, didn't we? So now you're going to be able to craft wooden fishing hooks out of sticks, which is pretty cool. Again, not much durability, but you'll also be able to find, they call it a jig, which I didn't know is another name for a lure. And the advantage of the lure is that you can use this without bait, because they've kind of changed the way that bait works in the game. So say we pick up this hook, what you should be able to see now is the hook has a space for a worm. So we can now add a worm to it. You used to have to craft them together, and now we can then add that to the fishing rod. So if we take that, put that on the floor, sorry. There's my fishing rod. Let's combine those two. So let me do it. No, okay. We're going to have to swap them. And we're going to add that to that. There we go. But if I had the lure, it would mean that I don't have to worry about digging up worms. However, what they've also changed is the fact that if you use a better tool, like a shovel, rather than a knife to dig up worms, you're going to get more worms, and you can stack worms in your inventory. If that's a thing that you worried about in the past. But there we go. There's that frozen can of Coke or Pepsi, and that frozen can of water as well. And I guess food's got to freeze as well. And the way that you would defrost it is you start a fire and put it around the fire, or you would start a fire in a building. And then just put them on the grill as normal, and then they will defrost, and you've got to wait for them to defrost before you can obviously cook them all the way and then eat them. Also, if it's really, really cold, you won't be able to dig garden plots. In fact, we can test that now, can't we? Let's get rid of that. Let's pick up a shovel, see if it's cold enough to be able to not dig a garden plot. Yeah, look, see, we can't dig a garden plot. So let's go over here. Let's go to this greenhouse. Yeah, see, we're not getting any option. It's too cold to dig a garden plot. So this is very, very cool. Very, very cool indeed. So you can imagine it's snowing. It basically brings almost a winter map to Cherniris and Livonia without having snow on the ground. So you can have all the things. I imagine they haven't said, but I would have thought that when this happens, when it's too cold to be able to dig a garden plot, what's also going to happen is it's going to be too cold for fruit to drop from trees as well. So we're going to have proper seasons on the map. And I wouldn't be surprised, with the sheer number of people who are working for Beam Hatcher at the moment, that we see a Winter Cherniris, because the guy that's in charge of the Winter Cherniris mod right now is the lad. Shout out to the lad. The Yellow King says hello. And he works for Bohemia Interactive now. These foxes are noisy buggers, aren't they? You are noisy buggers. Please be quiet. Okay, so exciting stuff. Well, it's exciting if you're into PvE. I know I really am, and I can't wait to get my teeth into having to survive in these cold areas, and really gets me excited for Frostline and Sakal. Right, let's go over here. Oh, did that work, did it? No, it didn't. Let's go and find a nice little pond. How about this one? Did that take us where I wanted to be? I'm not doing very well, am I? Right, okay, let's go over here. Right, that's better. So, what we'll do, if we plonk ourselves down, let's get rid of the shovel. Let's get our fishing hook. And let us... presumably, we're going to get is it set up, is it? So we've got the fishing rod, it's got the hook on it, it's got the food on it. Oh, here we go. Yeah, right, start fishing. Right, watch the water, because we've got to look for something that different's going to happen. Oh, was that it there? No? Okay. So we've got to look for some ripples or something, and then we release. See how cold my breath is. Oh, there we go. Oh, did we catch something? Yes! Look, we caught a fish. Cool. Right, so let's replace the wooden hook with the lure and give that a go now. Here we go. So let's do that again so you get an idea. So keep an eye on kind of... It was near the bottom of the screen that we got that kind of... the water splash, didn't it? And then I release my left mouse button. Or I guess and that would be release. Whoa! There it goes. Release. And we got another one. Okay, so that might need a little bit of balancing to make it a little bit more difficult. But saying that, you don't really get that much food, do you, from that many calories from a fish. So maybe that's a good thing. So there we go. Look how cold my character is. If you look in the bottom right hand corner, you see my temperature is really cold, and I've got some good stuff on. So you're really going to have to be putting on things like the making fires to give yourself the heat boost, so that your characters don't freeze to death. But I have set this server up to be particularly cold. As I say, it's -3, and I'm in the northwest part of the map, which is colder than elsewhere. And evening is coming on, so I'd imagine it's probably dropping in temperature even further. So there we go. DayZ Update 1.6 Experimental. If you're on PC, if you own DayZ on PC, if you go to your library, underneath DayZ, you should see DayZ Experimental. You might have to go to the top and click on the little filters, and maybe it might be under Tools and do it that way. If you're on Xbox and you own DayZ on Xbox, you'll own DayZ Experimental as well. Just go to the store and search for DayZ Experimental. Unfortunately, there's no DayZ Experimental on PlayStation at the moment, but I'd imagine it's probably going to be 2 to 4 weeks before this gets issued to public servers, and that's really, you know, to give people a chance to check it out. And of course, if you do check it out and you do come across errors and things that are wrong and bugs and stuff like that, make sure you do go over to the DayZ feedback tracker and report those bugs to help the devs, because it really does make a massive difference to them, you know, when you find these rarer bugs that, you know, you can only really get by playing the game and doing it that way. So there we go. Hopefully I haven't missed anything out. Let's have a look. Brown hare, red fox, wolf trophy headdress, Shemagh, fishing jig, wooden fishing hook. If you eat hot items, you can now damage yourself, which you kind of used to be able to when they first came out. You can climb on edges when swimming. Authentication for official game servers. Grass nail bends on animals. We've looked at the new animals, haven't we? So there we go. I think we've covered all the important things, haven't we? So thank you very much for watching. I hope you found this video useful. If you have, hit like. If you want to see more of the same, press subscribe. And of course, I'll see you all again soon.